The family. The people you love the most or want to strangle the most. Occasionally at the same time even. Many movies have chosen relationships as their focal point, and horror movies are no exception. If you're in a horror movie with your family, you probably will have to face some sort of great danger together. But usually, you also become closer, stronger, and gain a better understanding of each other. Unless those relatives are the very fucked up thing threatening your life, in which case, you're screwed. One of the movies that explore how family sometimes isn't that sweet, lovely pink dream is Uma. Well, it seems to have all the necessary elements. The actors certainly do a good job, and the general idea is pretty interesting. But then, why does it feel so empty? Well, let's try to find out. I'm Dr. Midnight. Let's dissect Uma. The movie starts rather well, with the sound of a child crying, doors rattling, and some images of a hot wire. Lovely things to be associated with childhood, I'm sure. Of course this turns out to be a nightmare, but to be honest, although this sort of opening has been used before, it's still well done. Our main character, who clearly had a less than great childhood, is Amanda. After she leaves a few things in the basement, don't forget a ball of maggots for a residential Babadook, we see that she lives with her daughter Chris and they raise bees together. Aw, how sweet. Don't get used to that.
Some lifestyle influencer posted about your honey and it kind of went viral.
I don't know what any of that means.
Oh, it's pretty simple. It means...
Blushing.
So it seems they have quite a pleasant life except for Amanda's occasional nightmare and how she can't deal with storms or any electricity around her. Oh, and also how this idyllic life is about to go up in flames, but we'll get to that when you get to that. We don't have to wait for long as Amanda's uncle comes for a visit. Thank you. You too. He finds where Amanda lives anyway, but apparently she isn't too happy to see him.
남편은 어디 있니? 꼴값은 그렇다고 그 모습이 어디 가나?
Oh gee, I wonder why he seems such a pleasant person to be around. Just so you know, I think there's no jury in the world that would condemn you if you stabbed him right now.
얘가 네 딸이니? 한국말 전혀 모르더라.
미국 사람이니까요.
Now, because this is the internet, let me make it clear that I understand that some people may value customs and culture, but I also understand that others might reject those things as well. I don't think anyone can really judge whether or not Amanda's decision regarding her daughter is the right one. What I can say for sure is that no wonder she wanted to stay away from her family.
심장마비였다 그러는데 너 때문에 죽은 거란 거 알아?
I may not speak Korean, but I believe my answer is a universal gesture. It turns out Uncle Rainbows and Hugs here is visiting because Amanda's mother has passed away. Cool, I have a bottle of wine to celebrate if she wants. What? Anyway, after some more victim blaming, and the creepiest case of someone pointing a finger at another since that Powerpuff Girls episode, we learn that Amanda is now responsible for the ashes of the woman who made her childhood a living hell and left her with psychological scars. Damn, why don't you throw a cursed heirloom in the mix while you're at it?
Get out of my house.
엄마의 한이 네 인생의 독이 되어 매일 퍼질 거다.
Excuse me, does no mean the same thing in both languages? After he leaves, Amanda hears strange noises and... Well, Grandma barely arrived and is already making a mess. Maybe that's why Uncle DRS wants to get rid of her.
Is this what kids are wearing today? Why, when I was that age, we knew better then.
Chris gets home and is immediately curious about the strange little suitcase that wasn't there when she left. Oh boy. I may not know about Korean customs, but I've watched enough Asian horror movies to know that this right here, not a good sign.
What's on your face?
In the movie's favor, some scenes handle the subject of abuse quite well. Here, for example, we see how long an abusive person's reach can be. Even after years, this is a delicate subject for Amanda. At the same time, we also see Chris' insecurities and the hint that not everything is quite so perfect around here. It's a good way to introduce tension. Even when Amanda is opening the suitcase, we feel how difficult this must be for her. Of course, in other aspects, the movie fails completely. Let me guess, the face in the sheet will start breathing. Come on, that's too predictable. What are you... Okay, I'm sorry, I spoke too soon. She hears her daughter crying and rushes outside, but doesn't find anyone. Well, not anyone that is alive at least. Guess Grandmama doesn't have her medicine in the afterlife.
You're gonna be chasing her down the street trying to pin her rope shut.
Mm-hmm. Look, we saw the trailer. We know the cuddly cute chick won't make it. See? Chris finds her mom and... that's it? Oh, and it seems the bird pancake was also a hallucination. Amanda brushes it off and wants to know about the college application she found. Well, that the ghost of childhood trauma found for her, but still.
Where did this come from?
The circus, what do you think? Chris can't admit that she wants to leave the farm, but later prepares to fill out the application anyway. Meanwhile, with everything that's going on, Amanda finds she can't concentrate on her work. Probably because of the creepy visions. Again, this works. We see the effects of abuse, but we don't know if it is Amanda's trauma or a ghost.
Why are you wearing that?
I'm sorry, Mommy. I was just trying it on.
Okay, this literally belonged to your grandma. A isolated lifestyle is no excuse for bad taste. Amanda places all this stuff in the basement, because that always works in horror movies. Oh damn, and I am out of my Nivea cream. But Chris, of course, still wants to know what's up with the suitcase that has been making Mom act all weird. The late Babadook, however, doesn't approve.
Disobedient little girl.
When I was a kid, we didn't enter basements like that.
We had better common sense, you kids today. Finally, Amanda confesses that she lied about her parents.
Grandma Gloria and Grandpa Bill aren't my real parents. I made them up.
Oh, the secret is out. What will happen? Hell if I care.
What else have you been lying to me about?
The movie never cared to let us know that Amanda had lied about that, and Chris clearly never met anyone who claimed to be her grandparents, so why is this such a big reveal again?
Some Koreans believe that life's hardships are caused by the tormented spirits of their ancestors.
Again, I don't know about Korean customs, but I enjoy the attention they pay to it.
They make offerings to appease their tortured souls.
As you can probably guess, Amanda has no plans of making the ceremony, so screw Mama Ghost. She also finds a music box that her mother gave to her when she was a child.
네가 슬플 때 이걸 틀면 언제나 널 다시 행복하게 해줄 거야.
Geez, does that still work? I would assume that she played the thing 24/7 when she was a kid. The next day, Chris finds a fox paw print near the hen house. Told you it wasn't a good sign. And then he comes by for more honey. I mean the actual honey, and you guys know it. Amanda suggests he brings his niece over for a game night. It starts a little awkwardly, but the girls eventually hit off. The niece even offers to help Chris with the college application.
Is that your phone? You have to turn it off. My mom can't be near electricity.
I had my phone with me this whole time, and your mom seemed fine.
And also helps Chris realize her mother doesn't actually get sick when near electricity. What are friends for, I guess?
And then they came to America, land of opportunities.
Land of the free and opportunities, nothing. My guess is that Dad wanted to get away from their relatives. Basically, Dad adopted, Mom did not, Mom became bitter, Dad left, Mom became abusive. As you can see, there is an interesting parallel here, since Amanda's mother also ended up living, well, rather isolated. Different reasons and circumstances, yes, but still.
I had to take it all. All her rage. I made you a promise. I will never become my mother.
A promise that's hard to keep when your mother keeps nagging you even after that and seems to be trying to possess you.
우린 함께 좋은 엄마가 되어줄 수 있어.
Excuse me, what's the Korean equivalent of an exorcist? So, while I praised some aspects of the movie, by now you probably realized one of the main problems with it. It eventually becomes boring. There's nothing wrong with a slow-paced story, but this is aiming at pace 0. Mom keeps nagging inside Amanda's mind, she gets some visions, and that's it. The movie hinted things would gradually get worse, but they never do. By the point Chris finds her application ruined and is furious, you're already not that emotionally invested.
She's the one who did this to your application.
There's no point in talking to you if you're gonna act like this. Like a psycho bitch!
Oh my, are you already at the mandatory argument scene? I ain't gonna get a snack while this is going on. You guys want anything?
Mommy, nobody wants to play with me. Mommy, they call me names. Shut up!
It doesn't really hurt you, does it? The electricity. It's not real. It's just a made-up thing. some demented imaginary thing in your head.
And here's the second problem. The relationship between Amanda and Chris is just not convincing. Regardless of the genre, movies centered around family issues work to convince the audience of the nature of the relationship between the characters, with its problems and consequences. We saw moments of Amanda and Chris together, but they were just that, moments. And the very few scenes where they actually interacted with each other felt superficial. There's not even a sense of tension growing between them, so when Chris snaps as if she can't deal with this anymore, it feels unwarranted. This isn't an argument between mother and daughter, it's just more dialogue. Just a bunch of words said by one actress to another in a scene that exists simply because the plot needs an argument between the characters. Chris storms off and confronts Danny for never telling her that her mother is not actually sick.
It's real to her.
If I knew, I would have done something about it.
You don't know much about psychological illnesses, do you? So after this, 5 seconds confrontation, Chris storms off again. Back home, Amanda decides to give her mom a burial to shut her up.
넌 저걸 무덤이라고 하니?
Back in my days we had real burials, not like today with your lazy kids.
저 아이는 진짜 엄마가 필요해.
And you need a better agent, to your point. Chris gets home and notices that her mother did a little redecorating and trying a new style. Nothing of this strikes her as a sign to get the fuck out of there. Maybe you're not quite ready for college, sweetie.
This is what we do to honor our ancestors. Get down on your knees and pay your respects.
You said you don't believe in this stuff.
Oh, Mom, you have something on your face. Or in it, I guess.
Do you know what I had to do when she disobeyed me?
We had an old lamp with a broken wire. So I made her hold it until my pain became hers.
What did the uncle say again?
도대체 어떤 딸이 엄마를 버리고 떠나니, 응?
Well, in her case, I would say the kind that has a mother that deserves to be abandoned. Yeah, I said it, sue me. Chris runs from the Korean version of the mummy and finds that something has killed all the chickens. Okay, I'll give you points because this is awesome, and I'll take those same points back because that's pretty much it for the Fox Spirit. Yeah, you'd think that after hinting at it all those times you'd get a little more than a single scene. But no, that's just it. Uma gets to Chris, who pulls the "I know it is still in there" trope, which of course always works. Amanda regains control, but this is not enough to get rid of Meemaw Ghost, and Amanda finds herself in the spiritual world.
엄마, 너가 슬퍼요. 슬플 때 이거 틀면 내가 틀어줄게요.
Don't look at me. I've told you, the movie actually deals well with the subject. Of course, most abusers use kindness as a means of manipulation and control, but there are some who don't. I'm also thankful that the movie doesn't act as if everything is just peachy between them now. It's good that Amanda finds that she can understand how her mother felt, but also keeps in mind that this doesn't excuse what she did. Hell, while she promises to give her mom a jazza, she never says whether or not she forgives her. That's way more realistic. It makes me think this movie might have been a lot better if it was a drama about a woman dealing with her past without the horror element. Hey, there wasn't much to begin with anyway. Good, because so am I. Can we wrap things around here? So Amanda gets free and, as promised, she does a jazza for her mom. Oh yeah, and Amanda is now perfectly fine with being near electricity or technology because that's all it takes for the trauma of a lifetime to go away. Damn it, this movie gets one thing right and then messes up another. Chris leaves for college and everything is fine.
Call us when you get there. You damn kids never remember to call.
For all the good things Uma has in its favor, it also has some serious flaws. There's a relationship between promise and payoff in stories. As the plot goes on, you are promising something to your audience. It can go from a possible solution to a personal issue between characters to a battle between good and evil. It makes the people invested, wanting to see what will happen. The payoff is the conclusion. Uma fails at both of those points. At first, Uma has some great moments that create an unsettled atmosphere and has good scares. but it never goes beyond that. It just reaches a point and stops there. The chick gets crushed, or just hallucination. Amanda keeps hearing her mother's voice. She becomes quiet and upset, but that's it. It's certainly not enough to make us worry that she might be losing her mind or being possessed. By the time Amanda does get possessed, you no longer give a damn. Even Amanda's mother ends up being way less threatening than she could be. It's fine keeping her a mysterious, haunting presence, but by doing the same thing over and over, she becomes just not that scary, not even that memorable. Maybe there are people out there who enjoy it, but for me it only works as a cure for insomnia. I'm Dr. Midnight, and I hope to see you again in your next session.